afternoon, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining us today with Speak Up and Empower with Real Talk Travel. We definitely have an adventure for you today with Speak Up and Empower. We're an online membership, and there are many people that are part of this membership that are experts in their field, and they all got something important to say. And I'm with Real Talk Travel. And wow, do we have an adventure that's waiting for you? And we have a special guest. Her name is Sabine. Welcome, Sabine, today to talk about where is our adventure? Where is it? Where are you going to take us today?
Oh, let's see, something somewhere really warm and really beautiful where you can actually get away from your Canadian winters and come to see us.
Oh,
we are going to the Florida Keys and Key West.
Awesome.
Today.
Tell us all about that then.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining Suzanne and I today on a little presentation of the Florida Keys and Key West. My name is Sabine Chilton, and I'm the International Sales Manager for the Tourism Office. And the Florida Keys are a really, really special place. I moved here. I've been working for the Bureau for about 22 years now. And this is a very special place in my heart. So I'm going to be here forever. This is really a fun job to have to promote such a gorgeous destination. So I'm going to move on. There is, a nice little welcome to all of you. And just to give you just a little bit of an idea of the location for the people who are not too familiar with the Keys. We are actually located at the southern tip of the state of Florida. And we are located about an hour drive from Miami International Airport. So as you will see on this map, the Florida Keys are a chain of islands, which is about 200 kilometers long and is connected by 42 bridges from Key Largo to Key West. The drive down from Key Largo to Key West will take about 2.5 hours, and it's spectacular. So on your left, you will have beautiful views of the Atlantic Ocean, and on your right, you will have beautiful views of the Florida Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. We only have one road going through the Keys, and it's called the Overseas Highway. And this road is actually received one of the most prestigious awards and has been designated at All American Road. And just to give you an idea, there is only 30 roadways in the U.S. who have earned that recognition. For example, another famous one would be Route 66. Mm-hmm. The Overseas Highway, we have actually, to make it very simple for all our guests and even for us, we refer to it as mile marker. So the system starts in Key Largo at mile marker 100, which is actually, it's not in kilometers, it's in miles, but it's mile marker 110. And when you arrive in Key West, you're at mile marker 0. So when people tells you, for example, go to mile marker 50, you will be able to see it. And then they will tell you they will refer at Oceanside or Bayside. So you can't get lost. We're probably one of the only destination where you're not going to need a GPS. That's for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. So as you will see, the Keys are divided in 5 different regions. So we have Key Largo, Islamorada, Marathon, Big Pine, and the last one, Key West. Just to give you an idea, most of our visitors, like I mentioned, will fly to one of the major South Florida airport, which is either Miami or Fort Lauderdale. But we also have some visitors who just want to do like a quick getaway weekend, and they can fly directly to Key West. So as you will see, there is a lot of different possibility now where Key West is actually reachable directly from several big cities in the U.S. We also have, if you were to stay, for example, on the west coast of Florida, from Fort Myers, every day we have our ferry who goes direct from Fort Myers to Key West. So that's really, really fun because it basically saves you the 7-hour drive. And you get on the ferry at 9 o'clock in the morning, get to Key West about 12:30. And most people will actually stay there for several days. They will not take the same ferry back on that same day because it would leave, Key West at 6 o'clock, back to Fort Myers about 9:30. So it would be really too short of a trip, to really enjoy what Key West has to offer. So let's start now to exploring the five regions. So we are going to start with Key Largo, which is our first island, and it's also the longest of all the islands. And it's also known as the dive capital of the world. And the reason for that is because we have the only living coral reef in North America. So that reef actually runs parallel to the Florida Keys, and it's at its closest, and the shallowest point is actually in Key Largo. So either you're a diver or even just a snorkeler, you'll be able to enjoy some amazing clarity. The water is really warm, and you will have the ability and the possibility to do multiple dive or snorkel in several different places because they're very close to each other. One of the best place in Key Largo is John Pennicamp Coral Reef State Park. So this park is actually the oldest and the only underwater state park in the U.S. The marine sanctuary is actually, you will be able to see 55 different kind of corals, and we have over 500 different species of fish, and that's without, of course, counting the turtles and the dolphins and all the magnificent sea lives that we have. One of the iconic places of the park is the Chris of the Abyss. It's a big underwater statue, and if you have the opportunity to snorkel or dive there, it's really breathtaking, really fantastic. Now, for the visitors who don't want to go in the water or can't go in the water, the park also offers some glass bottom boats, so you can all still enjoy the beauty of the reef without being in the water. And in the park, you have all kinds of little channels. We have a beautiful beach, and a lot of people also, would rent, for example, kayaks or paddle boards. Florida Keys, we're actually extremely lucky because we have two national parks. So one at the beginning and one at the end. So let's start with the one closest to Key Largo, which is the Everglades that we share with a big part of Florida, actually. And the Everglades is home to many of endangered species. So we have, for example, the manatees, the crocodiles, the Florida panthers. So a lot of the outfitters in Key Largo offers some great eco tours. They also have kayak excursion to the Everglades. And now if you are in the park, in the Everglades, you can also, they have beautiful trails, and you can also do tour on airboat, which is really one of my favorites. So it's quite fun to do. Moving down to another little attractions in Key Largo. I don't know if you recognize it, but this is the African Queen, which is really fun. It offers like little tours on in the canals in Key Largo. They can take you to one of the restaurants. And this is actually the original boat was used in the 1951 movie called, of the same name, of course, with Humphrey Bogart and Catherine Hepburn. So really fun to do.
Yeah, great experience.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. You can, a little wine and cheese. You go to, and then they can take you to one of the restaurants, which is a pilot house. So really fun evening excursion. Let's see. Accommodations. We have all different kind of accommodations throughout the Keys, and basically for every kind of budget and every kind of taste. So here are views of Bayside Resorts. So they're actually on the Bayside, not on the ocean in Key Largo. And those are fantastic because, as you can see, the
it's beautiful.
Yeah, you just want to be there.
Yeah, I do.
And then because it's on the Bayside, you have the most fantastic sunset. So that's really, really nice. So there is a little peek of that. So moving down, we are going to move to our second island, which is Islamorada. And Islamorada is located about an hour and a half drive from Miami Airport. So Islamorada is actually known as a sports fishing capital of the world. And the reason for that is because Islamorada holds the most fishing world records than anywhere else in the world. And it has the largest fleet of offshore charters charter boats and backcountry flat boats. So you have different possibilities. So one of them would be the deep sea fishing, like you would see here, catching what we call the mahi-mahi, which is also called here the dolphin, so not to confuse with the purpose. When you see dolphin on the menu, this is what it is.
Okay.
It's not the dolphin. It's not flipper.
You're asking for clarification.
Yes, we have to, because sometimes you just never know. And this is the second kind of fishing, which is called the backcountry fishing, and that one is done in the bay, on the flat sides, what we called. So because of the way Islamorada is located between the Atlantic Ocean and the Florida Bay, you can catch all kinds of different fish, and this is like year-round. So every different species, have different time of the year, but there is fish year around. So on the Atlantic side, if you go deep sea fishing, you will catch, you can do catch and release or catch depending on the species. So you will have sailfish, marlin, the mahi-mahi or / dolphin that we just saw. You can catch tuna, groupers, and on the shallow water, like you see right here, you would be catching like tarpon, bonefish, redfish, permit, snappers. So some of them you're able to keep, some of them you have to catch and release. But the great thing is when you come back from your fishing adventure, your captain will actually prepare and fillet your catch. And the great thing about anywhere in the Florida Keys, the restaurants and the hotel, they will actually cook your fish for you. And a lot of time they'll do it, 2-3 different ways. So it's actually quite fun, to fish all afternoon or morning or all day, and then be able to enjoy, what you caught.
That's awesome. Yes.
Yes. And all here, same thing. If you decide to have it, flash frozen or putting on ice, also same thing. All the different places, like the UPS places and everything, they can have it shipped to you, straight to Canada. So that's another thing if you want to keep it. But let me tell you, there is nothing better than fresh fish. My husband was telling me, do not freeze the fish. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So enjoy it while you're in the Keys. Islamorada, it's also very kitsch. It's really cute. We have a lot of different art galleries from local artists. So there is painters, there is sculpture. So it's a really fun and vibrant art, which is, as you can see right now, it's really cute. We also have a lot of like different little stores, where you have all different kind of souvenir. So it's nice, to troll down and visit all those different places. A different kind of accommodation. I showed you the big resort. Now we also have little boutique hotels, little charming beachfront lodges. So if you don't want to do the big resort, you can, that's another possibility anywhere, same thing in the Keys. So really fun to do. And you can do it on, same thing on the ocean or on the bay.
Awesome.
One of a really cool place that we have in Islamorada, it's called Robbie's Marina. So this is a very unique place because what you do, it's famous for feeding the tarpons. You will see in the water right here, those giant tarpons. Some of them are like 10, 15 feet, real monster, but very gentle. Wow. And basically you buy a little bucket of fish and you feed those big tarpon who comes right up to you to get their fish. And now, of course, the pelicans, are fighting it as well because, they want to take advantage of it too. So that's kind of cool to have the pelican and the dog and the tarpon and all that. And after doing that, this place also has different kind of water sport activity. You can, same thing, rent kayaks and paddle boards, jet skis, all kinds of things. They also offer boat excursion. You can do eco tours, kayak tours. And right behind that little hut, you have a little local artist market. So you can buy all your little souvenirs. And they have an awesome restaurant right there on the water. And the food is fantastic. So definitely, that's a really place that you cannot miss. And you can spend just, half an hour, morning, afternoon, all day, depending on what you want to do. So definitely something really cool to do.
Awesome.
Yep. So now we're halfway through our journey. So we're in Marathon, which is exactly in the center of the Keys. So you're actually an hour from Key Largo south of Key Largo, and you're an hour north of Key West. So a lot of people stay in Marathon because one of the jewel of Marathon is, of course, a 7-mile bridge, which is
right.
11 kilometers. And let me tell you, when you drive, and we always say, people, oh, just get a convertible, it's so much fun. And it's almost like you feel like, you're like on a boat, you're driving, but it's ocean on the left, ocean on the right. It's like, you're like, oh my God, it's like you're driving your car on the ocean. So super cool. And for the people who have seen it, we have a lot of movies who have been filmed around here, but one of the most iconic one is True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. And at the end of the movie, you see that big limo flopping down, the bridge, and this is actually where that was filmed. So it's
wow,
really fun to see.
Yeah.
And on this picture, you actually see Pigeon Key. And Pigeon Key it's a little island, which back then housed about 400 workers who were the first one to construct the Henry Flagler Overseas Railway. Because before it was a road, it used to be a railway. We had the train going from Miami to Key West. And after that, it was modernity. And, we also had a hurricane back in the 20s. So then it got changed to a road. But super fun place to visit. We have little ferries who leave Marathon all day and can take you to Pigeon Key, and you can just look at that little campsite. It's super fun.
Oh, it looks cute there.
Yeah, really fun. Turtle Hospital. So yes, Marathon actually has a lot of several different eco-friendly family attraction, and one of them is our Turtle Hospital. So the Turtle Hospital is only actually one of the 2 veterinarian hospital in the country allowed to operate on those on the sea turtle on this endangered species. So what they do, they rescue them, they save them, and if it's possible, then they release them to the wild. And the hospital offers daily tours, and if you just happen to be there when they have a surgery, everything is behind glass. You can actually look and see surgery done on the turtle. So it's kind of super cool. So everybody loves that. So that's a fun thing to do. The Dolphin Research Center, same thing, one of the great place to be. This is actually back then where Flipper was filmed. So, we're talking about Flipper. So unfortunately, of course, Flipper is not with us anymore, but all his grandkids are actually still at the Dolphin Research Center. So it's super cool. And they are in their natural environment. They're not like in pool or anything like that. This is full, like I said, it's a research center. So a lot of research is done. And you can also do all different kind of programs from a touch and feel, from a full swim. And one of my favorite one is actually the painting of the t-shirt. So basically you hold a white t-shirt and the dolphin comes to you with a paintbrush and it will paint the shirt for you, and then we'll just put the name of the dolphin, the dates, and you can take the shirt home. That's
an amazing excursion.
Yeah, to me that's like my ultimate favorite.
Yeah.
And talking about dolphin programs, we also have 2 in Key Largo, which is Dolphin Cove and Dolphin Plus. We also have a little park in Islamorada, which is called the Theater of the Sea, which I recommend. Same thing. If you have children or even no children, I love it. Just even going on my own. And so they have dolphin programs there. They also have sea lion programs, stingray programs, so all kinds of fun stuff to do. And Hawkesky Resort, which is one of the big resort right here in Marathon, also have their own dolphins on property. So you have several possibility in the upper Keys, what we call, to do programs in the dolphin. Now, Key West doesn't have a program like that, but they have actually wild dolphin watch, so that you can get on boats and go see the dolphin in their wild environment. So it's really, really, really fun to do.
Yeah, animal experiences.
Yeah, but that's what the Keys are all about. It's all about the nature, protection under the environment, just relax, enjoy, have fun, all the good things. Another place in Marathon is actually the Aquarium Encounter. And this plane is a marine life facility. So you can do some diving, some snorkeling, because they have all different kind of little canals and places to do that. They have all different kinds of feeding activities. You can actually swim and feed the sharks. Same thing with the stingray. For the kids, they have all kinds of touch tanks, which is really fabulous. And they have all different kind of interactive tours. So same thing, great place to be as well. So tons of things to do in Marathon as well. And of course, I don't mention it, but we also have beautiful beaches. And in Marathon, you have Sombrero Beach, which is fantastic.
Yes.
It's like, almost feel like the Caribbean. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Moving along, there is a picture actually of Huxley that I was mentioning earlier. So we have several beautiful big family resorts. So, when you have kids, sometimes it's a different vacation than when you're in a couple or so. So all kinds of activities for the kids. Like I said, they also have the dolphin, they have the big lagoon. So it's pretty safe, and mom and dad can have fun, kids can have fun, everybody can have fun. So that's really, we have several of those down in Marathon as well.
That looks like a very beautiful resort.
Yes, absolutely. So moving down a little bit, we are now going to Big Pine and the Lower Keys. So out of all the Keys, this is probably the most quiet and natural place. And the reason for it is because there is 2 national wildlife refuges there. There's a national marine sanctuary and a state park. So going through that, Bahia Honda is actually one of the most iconic places in the Lower Keys, and it's one of the most beautiful state park. It was actually named one of the top 10 beaches in the U.S. by Travel and Leisure magazine. So from there, you can also see beautiful views of the old Flagler Railroad in the background. So it's fantastic. So great day at the beach right there as well.
Yeah, it looks like the Caribbean, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the 2 refuges, we have the Great White Heron Hole National Refuge. This one, as you can see, there is a lot of sandbars and places. So you do a lot of eco tours, a lot of kayaking, paddle boarding. There is all kinds of trails to, if you stay on land, to take you to all kinds of funky places. So really, really, really cool place to be as well. And the second refuge is actually our National Key Deer Refuge. And this one is very special because this is the only place in the U.S. where those little deers are. And once they were almost near extinction, I'm sorry. And now the population has reground because they're very protective. We're very careful. So when you drive down through Big Pine, just be extremely careful. The speed limit is very slow, because those little guys just like to cross the road and do whatever they want to do. So we want to make sure that nothing bad happened to them. But
absolutely,
they're completely wild. They're super sweet, and they just do whatever they want. They're free, so we try to keep it that way. So next, there is a typical Sunday picnic in the Florida Keys. So what people do, of course, could be a Saturday too. A lot of people, you can rent boats. Here you don't need, any kinds of permit or any kind of license. Anybody can rent a boat. But just like, once again, just be careful because as you can see, there is a lot of sandbars. So meaning that the water in the Keys is very, very shallow. So you have to be very careful about what you're doing, because if not, you're going to get stuck. But that's what people do, as you will see in the background. A lot of people, put all their boats together, and they put the music, and they just, party, have fun. Or, same thing, your picnic. Some people even bring the barbecue on the sandbar. They'll bring their chair and their umbrella. So, it's a really different way. We have a different definition of picnic, which is kind of pretty cool.
Hey, it's one to try, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, another kind of accommodation that we have throughout the Keys is our campgrounds. And I know a lot of our Canadians have beautiful RVs and things like that. So that's definitely another possibility. And those campgrounds, like I said, can, you can bring your RV. Others have little bungalows. You can rent different places. And most of them, same thing, will be on the ocean or on the bay. So it's quite fun to stay in a campground as well.
Hmm.
Now, if you're more on the luxury side and you want to treat yourself, same thing. We have a private island with a private resort who can. It was only accessible actually by their little shuttle or by your private boat or by seaplane, and it's called Little Palm Island, and it's adult only. So if you want to treat yourself, if you have a special anniversary or a honeymoon or anything, this is another wonderful place in the Keys where you can completely disconnect and and enjoy and relax and have fun.
Does it take? Do you have to book ahead of time a lot?
It's a regular hotel. It's Little
Yeah.
Palm. So just you can book it online or you can book it through your agents. You can do whatever you want to do. Yeah, it's really a gorgeous place. That's where I spent my honeymoon, by the way.
Awesome.
So now here we are, the last one, but not the least. Like we always say, here's Key West, just right there for you. Basically, Key West was founded by the U.S. Navy back in the 1822, and it was at the beginning was just a fort and a port basically. So what they were doing there is they were watching all the trade routes and all the pirate activities because we're in the Caribbean, so a lot of things going on. And after that, it just became a little bit bigger, and people start to move there because it's such a great place. It's actually the third oldest city in Florida, and it's always been a paradise for writers, artists, musicians. Everybody, come down and try to find, their inspiration, their groove. And it's still like that up to this day. So it's kind of really fun.
Look at the white beaches. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. Beautiful beaches there too. So there is the map of the town, and basically the most popular place is our southernmost point. So a lot of people have heard about our iconic buoy, and everybody take a pictures in front of it. And this is actually the southernmost point of the continental United States. So from there, you only 135 kilometers from Cuba. So you're closer to Cuba than you are from Miami. So, like I said, people take their pictures of it. A lot of people also, make that their Christmas card. So it's kind of super fun. Now, Key West is also a small island. So it's basically you can do a lot of the guided tour. We have walking tours, we have biking tours, we even have jet ski tours, which is super fun. And we also have our famous trolley and our conch train that you see here. And the trolley and the conch train is a great play. It's a great thing to discover Key West because there's different places where it stops. It's basically kind of like an up on and up off. So you get off the train or the trolley, you do whatever you want to do, a museum, a restaurant, anything, and then you can hop back on the next train and just keep doing your little tour like that. So it's a really nice way to find your bearings in Key West and figure it out, where everything is. Now, like I mentioned, Key West is only 3.5 kilometers by 6 kilometers. So it's a very small island. So no need for your car. You get your car, you get to Key West, put it in the parking lot at the hotel, and a lot of people, you don't touch it anymore. A lot of our visitors actually they walk, they rent bicycle, and we also have little scooters, and we have all different kind of size of like little electric cars, like golf carts, things like that. So it's really, really fun to do like that instead of bothering with the big old car. Next, one of our most famous artists who actually lived in Key West for a while was Ernest Hemingway. And you can actually visit his home and studio, and it's open for daily tours. Now you still can see, I know you're probably asking about the cats, but yes, Hemingway loved his cats. And basically those are very different kind of cats because they have 6 toes.
Yeah, big paws. Yes.
Yep. So they're super cute. They're still here. So as you tour the gardens and the home and everything, you'll see them everywhere. They're super sweet. They're so used to people, so you don't have to worry about anything. And you can do like a self-guided tours. We have a little transcript at the entrance and all different kind of languages. And or you can also, you have people throughout the museum, and you can ask all kinds of questions, and everybody's super friendly, and it's a great way to go back to that era. Now we also, for people who like sculpture, we also have different kind of museum in Key West as well. We have the Custom House, we have the Lighthouse, we have the Truman Little White House, we have the Audubon House, the Shipwreck Museum, Mel Fisher, where you have all the treasure of the galleon. So all different kind of museum. If you're like a culture aficionado, you will be pretty happy there as well. Okay, now Key West. Key West is super famous for their sunset. It's, we have like one of the most beautiful sunsets. And actually, to celebrate that, every night we have a big party on Mallory Square, where everybody meets around sunset, and you have all different kind of local artists. You have street performer, musician, there is music, food, drinks, it's really, really fun. And everybody to just sit and go from one attraction to the others and watch the sun going down. Or if you want, you can do like we see here. You can also see the sunset through the cruises. So we have all different kind of companies who offers all different kind of sunset cruise, and on different kinds of boats. So you can do, a smaller regatta like this. You can do it on a party boat, like a catamaran. So all different kind of option for every ages as well.
Whether you want wildlife, quiet, or just romantic.
Yeah, you can do just a little wine and cheese, or you can do the music, or some of them offer like more food than others. Depending on what you're looking for, we pretty much have it all. So really fun to do as well.
Awesome.
Okay, now, after you do all that, if you still have a little strength left in you, definitely you can enjoy our nightlife. So first you have all the different restaurants. So we have all different kind of cuisine, all different kind of food. You can do fine dining. You can do, finger food and live music bars. Like, for example, the famous Sloppy Joe's, where Ernest Hemingway used to hang out all the time. And now for the really night owls, we also have dance club. We have cabaret. So basically everything for everybody once again. So super fun. And Key West, we always try to find a reason to celebrate and to have fun. So throughout the year and throughout the Keys, you have all different kind of events and festivals. This is actually one of the famous festival that we have in Key West in July everywhere, which is called the Ernest Hemingway Lookalike. Big old party, really fun. Yeah, everybody goes really crazy. I mean, it's fun to see all those papas, like we call them, all over the island. It's really yes. And of course, our famous Mardi Gras, which I should say, which is called our Fantasy Fest in October, where it's basically, the kind of an equivalent of the Mardi Gras that you can see in New Orleans. So super fun as well.
Yeah.
Now, same thing, beautiful sunset view, gorgeous resorts in Key West. You can do bed and breakfast. You can do, once again, family resort, boutique hotel. There is also in Key West a private island called Sunset Key Cottages, which is right, like a 10-minute, you take a little boat, a 10-minute boat ride to get to the island right there in the center of Key West, which is super cool because, you can just, within 10 minutes, you're right there in Key West. And then after that, get on your boat, and then you have your little private island, which is, nice, quiet, relaxing. It's super fun to do as well.
Talk about a nice getaway.
Yes. Well, now we're keeping the biggest gem for the last. Remember, I told you we had two national park.
Yes.
This is National Park number 2, which is the Dry Tortugas. And the Dry Tortugas, Fort Jefferson, it's actually a fort which is located about 90 kilometers west of Key West. And you can visit it either via seaplane or via a ferry, Delhi Ferry or Delhi Seaplanes. If you take the ferry, it's a full day excursion. You leave Key West at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it takes about 2 hours to get there. From there, you will visit the historic fort. You will snorkel, you will swim, you will just enjoy the beach. It's fantastic. And the ferry actually includes continental breakfast on the boat, sandwiches and drinks for lunch, as well as all your snorkel gear. So you don't have to worry about any of that. All that is provided as well. And then they get you back to Key West. You leave the Dry Tortugas around like 3:30 or so, and they get you back to Key West about 5:30 or so, right on time for sunset celebration if you want to do that. So
awesome. So it's great for families too.
Yes, for everyone. Super fun. Cuisine. Yes, you can't come to the Keys without talking about the local cuisine. I mean, everything here is freshly fished. And like I said, all the local restaurant, if you don't do your own fishing, all our fishermen will take care of it for you. And you can, basically enjoy all different kinds of dishes with fresh fish and fresh seafood. We have the Key West pink shrimp. We have our spiny lobster, our tuna, our groupers, our hogfish. You can see a whole display there. And one of the famous seafood that we have is actually our stone crab that you'll see right here. And the great thing about the stone crab, it's actually a renewable resource, which means we do not kill the crab. What we do, we only remove every year during the season, we only remove one claw of the crab, and then we return the crab to the sea. And the claw, actually, believe it or not, it's just like a lizard with his tail. The claw regenerates for the next year.
Oh, so, interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So it's
no.
I didn't know that. I was like, oh my God. I mean, who would imagine that a crab claw just keep on growing and growing?
I didn't know that either. I just learned something new.
Yeah, it's a really fun fact. And stone crab season runs from October to May. So it's really a fun time. We can't wait until stone crab is in season. It's like probably one of my favorite as well. And of course, we can't leave the Florida Keys without a piece of dessert. So there we are, our most famous dessert, the key lime pie. And yes, it's yellow. It's not green. If you see green, it's not the real key lime pie, because the key lime is actually a little yellow lime / lemon. So it's like sweet and tart at the same time. And the fun part about, anywhere in the Keys, it's every restaurant take their own way of doing their own key lime pie. So some of them will have chantilly, like you see here. Other will have meringue. Some of them will do it in a chocolate crust. Some of them will even serve it frozen, like in dark chocolate. So all different kind of options. So you can actually play every time you're there and try every single key lime, and none of them will taste exactly the same. So it's super cool.
Oh, that's definitely the dessert to put on the list to try.
Yes, for sure. Bon appetit. I'm getting hungry.
Yes.
And last but not least, I just want to thank you so much for everything. If you have any question, you have my name, my email. You also have all the information is actually on our website. It's very well done. So fla-keys.com, like you see at the bottom of the screen. And for our Québécois, if we have a few, we actually have a website in French as well. So which is the fla-keys.fr for France. And I hope you enjoy that. So thank you, Suzanne, for giving us that option. I don't know if we have a minute to see a 4-minute video, or it's up to you.
Yeah, no, we can still do that. So we just before we play the video, we just definitely want to say thank you very much, Sabine, for coming and showing us this beautiful area of Key West and the activities and such a variety of boutiques, hotels, resorts, to luxury, to smaller ones like bigger resorts, and just all kinds of things like sport fishing, just back end fishing, so to speak, like country folk, and then just all the food, families, romantic side, couples only, adults only, everybody can enjoy something, and that's the key. So thank you very much for Sabine for helping us see the beauty of Florida Keys right into Key West and that the beaches. Wow.
Well, you're very welcome. Like I said, we have everything for everybody. I mean, there is no way you can come here and say, "Oh, I can't find this," or "I can." We have it all. So
Right,
no matter what your taste, and like I said, if you're a nature lover and water, if you love water, and this is a destination for you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so she said she's going to have a video, so we're just going to remove this and.
And this is where we're going to see my capabilities.
It weighs 42 bridges over the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, Florida Bay, and the Gulf of Mexico. The Florida Keys island chain is divided into 5 regions. The northernmost island, Key Largo, is renowned for diving, snorkeling, and backcountry touring. Islamorada is the sport fishing capital of the world. Marathon is the prime boating and family destination, while the unspoiled nature preserves of Big Pine and the Lower Keys are an eco-center. And finally, Key West is rich in history and culture and was once home to famed author Ernest Hemingway. Together, the Keys are characterized by an intense seafaring history, flourishing creative community, balmy subtropical climate that includes continental America's only living coral barrier reef, and a laid-back vibe that seems worlds away from everyday cares. For visitors, the Keys offers so much to experience and savor. Sure, you'll find golf and tennis, but it's the beaches and waters surrounding the Keys that serve as focal points for so many activities. Learn to snorkel or scuba dive and see stunning coral formations and brilliant tropical fish in Key Largo's John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park, America's first underwater preserve and predecessor to the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Join one of Islamorada's charter captains or guides for world-class sport fishing in offshore, reef, or shallow backcountry waters. The Keys lay claim to more saltwater world fishing records than any other angling destination on the planet. Ready to turn your catch into a meal? Bring it to one of the Islamorada or other Keys restaurants that cook the catch, and also feature fresh local seafood such as Florida lobster and stone crab claws. For other water adventures, experience Keys kiteboarding, stand-up paddling. In Marathon, discover the awe-inspiring 7-mile bridge, one of the longest segmental bridges in the world and centerpiece of the Florida Keys Overseas Highway, Florida's only all-American road. Visitors to Marathon can also enjoy educational interactive programs with dolphins, or tour the world's only veterinary-certified turtle hospital and meet loggerhead, green, and hawksbill turtles. Or visit Pigeon Key to learn about Henry Flagler's Florida Keys Oversea Railroad. Big Pine and the Lower Keys are a mecca for ecotourists. Savor outdoor activities like birding, snorkeling, hiking nature trails, and even kayaking through subtropical mangrove forests. And don't miss the National Key Deer Refuge, home to the tiny key deer, where the species has rebounded from once near extinction. At the southernmost tip of the Florida Keys lies Key West, actually located closer to Cuba than to Miami. The island community is rich in picturesque architecture, seafaring charm, a lively arts community, and unique galleries. In Key West, you can hang out with hundreds of butterflies, tour museums and attractions, including Ernest Hemingway's former home and Harry Truman's Little White House. Celebrate the sunset at Mallory Square and enjoy nightlife ranging from drag shows to top-quality theater. Key West also features the Vandenberg, the second largest ship in the world ever purposely sunk to create an artificial reef. It's the end of a 100-mile-long trail of historic shipwrecks and sunken vessels that begins in Key Largo with the Spiegel Grove, the third largest ship ever scuttled as a marine habitat. Where to stay? Throughout the Florida Keys, you'll find accommodations ranging from full-service resorts with elegant spa and meeting facilities to friendly bed and breakfasts, as well as private and state park campgrounds. Want festivals and special events? The Keys are your destination, with an event almost every week. In the Keys, you can give back by helping to plant species of coral, conduct fish surveys, and sometimes aid stranded marine mammals. We call it voluntourism. Looking for a place to get married? In the Florida Keys, exchange vows on a beach, a private island, in subtropical gardens, underwater, or even at one of Key West's historic or literary landmarks. It's all here in the fabulous Florida Keys, where you'll find a welcome as warm as the subtropical sun.
Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful video for us to really see and encompass and see it live, that how beautiful it is in Florida Keys. So once again, thank you so very much, Sabine, for joining us today with Real Talk Travel and taking us on this wonderful adventure way down into the Keys and Key West, and to be able to see what we really can have there. So thanks for joining us, and just stay well, stay healthy. And you just never know. We'll just get you on again, and we might be able to feature a little bit more about what's going on. And definitely in May, the crabs, right? What was the crabs?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sun crabs.
Yeah. So that should everybody that likes seafood and so forth, maybe they should make that adventure down there. But
yeah, if you like seafood, this is the place for sure.
yeah, definitely be fresh, right from the water to the plate, basically.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody, please stay safe, keep smiling, be healthy. Travel is happening. Travel is going. You need to start booking because things are getting booked up due to other countries. I work with any country. So basically, let's get you there. So thanks again. And we definitely have another adventure waiting for you next Tuesday. So we'll see you next Tuesday. So everybody take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.